What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Agaphalos here, and today we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Arcane. So as usual, if you guys are going to enjoy it, consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate your support here, but most importantly, it's so that you don't miss future episodes or uploads of single player content just like this one. So thank you very much for doing so, if you've already done it. And with that being said, let's get this one started. Now here we are in the game. We are currently in the, I believe, the Relic Halls area of Treasure's Dungeon. And what we need to do basically is, if we spoke to a Mistwalker here that apparently told us that there is a way to, I think, just a quick little recap for some of you, of course, who are just joining us, because I think this bit is going to be a bit long. So, yeah, that Miss Walker there told us that we need to retrieve things to potentially commune with this prism here of some sorts. Yeah, that prism can speak, so basically, yeah, we need to commune with it so that we can get access to the upper levels, if I'm not mistaken, because that is the guardian of the upper levels. So we've already spoken to the Mistwalker here, but we have a couple more questions that I would like to ask him. So let me go ahead and ask him some of these questions first. Let's ask him where was his life before coming here. I was a monk of the Brethren of the Dust Monastery. A signifier, mostly spent my time in books, interpreting and also handling the treasury. Omulan was my name, I still remember after all these years. After the, whatever you want to call it, the rolling black cloud, the ruination, I sought out the other monks, but they weren't like me, they were mindless. Lost, I could not recognize them, my brothers will recognize me no more. It gets muddled here, time. I only recall fragments of decades. You know what, let's ask him all the questions first before I address you. I basically know what we're supposed to do here, what we need to, what our objective is, because I've already spoken to him in the previous episode, but yeah, I would like to ask him some of these other questions first. So, how did you come to be in this place? I don't want to think I was betrayed, but somehow Thresh found out what I was doing. I was guiding a lost traveler, and just as she was about to reach safety, a hook flew out of the darkness. I'll never forget the sound of it connecting, and the shock. I saw the look in her eyes when she pleaded with him. No, she said, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. He followed her to find me, you see. It's my fault she was caught. It haunts me still. Sounds like you're carrying quite some regrets there, buddy. Take it easy, man. What about this? There are a lot of books here. Let's ask him about that. That is Thresh's doing. He constructed this to resemble my old monastery office. This is but a pale facsimile, an unholy mockery of the place I used to call home. Sometimes when I read, he fills my thoughts with visions of unliving and abominations as torment, trying to break me by making me see all the people I couldn't save. He tailors his torture for the individual. I just think of my garden and spending time there under the sun. That's nice. He cannot take that away from me, so he cannot touch me. It's good to see you still have hope, man. Let's ask him this final question. I see no chains. Why don't you leave this place? The door was warded against the unliving. In my weakened state, it would destroy me. Okay, so pretty much that's it. We've already asked him the first question there, which is why I did not want to continue with that. So, I'm just going to pull up the map just to show you what we need to do. Now, I did some tinkering off camera, and apparently there is a quest log button here, which I probably should have discovered earlier on, but I guess better late than never. At least we discovered right now, and we know this is a feature. So, if I go to the side quest tab here, and as you can see, the side quest that we currently need to embark on is the Communion, which is to retrieve the heavenly components for that Mistwalker there. We already know that his name is Omulan. So yeah, we need to recover the communion components for him there so that he could help us gain access to the upper levels. Now, we need to retrieve a heavenly bell, a prayer book, and a divine incense. I've already retrieved the heavenly bell. I'll talk about that in a second. But what we need right now is the prayer book and the divine incense. My guess is that it should be in one of these two stars here. There's one star over here near the anger cells, and there is another one towards the further end here. I think with no preference in mind, I think I would like to go to the one furthest from us first, so that potentially we could scoot back around here and then come back here. That way we don't we save us the journey or something, a bit of time management, I would say. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head to the furthest one first. I think we might even just go ahead and grab the two chests as well as this manuscript here, and then we'll come back, grab this thing over here, maybe even explore this place if we have enough time, and then we'll head back down to the despoiled studies. So that's what we'll do. So coming back to the heavenly bell, that was actually retrieved in episode 60 68, I think. 69 or 70. I'm not sure. It's either one of those 3 episodes. I tell you what, and I'm done with this video. I'm gonna review my previous videos, and I'm gonna link the finding of the Heavenly Bell, the episode where I found the Heavenly Bell, in the channel card, which should be on your top left or your top right now. So yeah, if you guys are playing along and you're having trouble finding the Heavenly Bell, you could potentially check out that video. I found it by accident, to be fair. So yeah, you could possibly check that out if you need some help finding the Heavenly Bell. But anyway, we are gonna go ahead and grab the chest over here. The chest and the star over here. I was a bit preoccupied with the flying projectile. Looks like this might be a trap here, I think. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just grab the whatever it is here. I think either the book or the hold on, we haven't tracked the quest. Just give me a second. Let me track the quest so I could show it to you what I mean. Communion, track the quest. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab either the prayer book or the divine incense from that segment over there. Let's go ahead and just analyze this trap here first. Looks like it's a projectile trap that's flying right at us. Easily avoidable, which is cool. And we have 2 more of these orb trap thingies. Okay, let's make a run for it, if we can. Oh crap, I think we might take a little bit of damage here if we're not careful. Unless we do this. Okay, cool. So we avoid some damage there. Alright, so looks like there is something over there. I can see it from the corner of the screen. It happens to coincide with where we need to go. So I think this might have something to do with it. Doesn't look like an enemy because when I scan it, it doesn't come up as a highlightable object. So I think this might be... you know what? Let's just go ahead and move on and see what happens. Okay, so looks like it is indeed some sort of storyline related character. Let me just go ahead and grab the 2 urns here first, and I believe I saw one over here, right? Yeah, there is one more over here. Okay, cool. So this is a imp. This looks like an imp. One of the shadow imps that we encountered in the Shadow Vaults. At least a different, a different coloration, a different model of it though. But regardless, we're gonna interact with it and see what it wants. An impish creature perches over a tome and eyes you suspiciously. Brazen of you to walk about, but you wouldn't be the first fool to defy the will of Thresh, it says. The imp inhales deeply, savoring your smell. It's been years since I've last had a visitor. Why don't we play a game? I will give you a tome from my collection, and all you have to do is answer a few questions correctly. Okay, let's ask him what happens if we fail first. Let's ask him some questions before he asks us the questions. Okay, I'll take something from you, but it won't be anything that you'll miss, it says. Just a little of your essence. Don't worry, you're alive, you'll recover. And let's see what happens if we refuse him. If we say, I'm not interested in playing games with strange imps. Very well, it says. The imp only smiles at you. Okay, I think we have to interact with him, no other choice, because, looks like the star, the quest objective, is somewhere in this area, and I predict it's gonna be, it has something to do with this guy over here. So yeah, we're just gonna have to comply with him. Let's tell him to go ahead and ask his questions. Through the generations, I may be passed down and shared. Use them among a group of people, but when the distance gets too far, I take a different form. At the end of the day, I compensate you for your efforts. Possessing me is a status symbol of sorts. What am I? Language, currency, and art. What is this? Oh, okay, these are riddles. Okay, so these are riddles. Alright, I love riddles, and I think they should be fairly alright with me. We'll just see what happens. Let me read the passage again. I didn't really catch that. Through the generations, I may be passed down and shared. Use them among a group of people, but when the distance gets too far, I take a different form. At the end of the day, I compensate you for your efforts. Possessing me is a status symbol of sorts. Okay, so this cancels out art for me. The first 2 sentences alone tells me it should be either language or currency, because through the generations I may be passed down and shared. That is a definitely telltale sign of language. Currency could be a pick here as well. Use them among a group of people, but when the distance gets too far, I take a different form. I know for a fact that when languages get spread out too thinly, the the variants of it start to form. That's how you have your stuff like German. It sounds a bit there's German and Dutch is a bit similar. Stuff like I would say some of the Slavic languages are also quite similar. But yeah, that's basically my take on that. And I think currency could also apply to this here because of the fact that currency changes as the distance spreads out as well. But this sentence here tells me it's currency. At the end of the day, I compensate you for your efforts. Possessing me is a status symbol of sorts. This is definitely currency. I cannot see how language would fit into this narrative here. So I'm gonna go with currency and hopefully I am right. Okay, that is correct, which is good. Second question. Ever moving I am in uncertain and unpredictable ways. To contain me is to lose my power, for only unbridled am I cruel. Sailors love me so much so for that so much so that for some I am their bed forever. What am I? Ocean, wind, and electricity. Okay, this is a very dead giveaway here. If you guys don't really understand the first part, at least this final sentence here should tell you what it needs to tell you. Sailors, obviously this should be the ocean. So I'm gonna go with the ocean and hopefully I am right. I am also correct, which is very, very nice. Okay, final question. Very good. And lastly, answer me this. I am something you cannot run from. I never tire nor do I rest. Though you may never see me, we are both heading toward each other all the time. What am I? Sun, honor, and fate. Okay. This one I don't think it can be sun. Well, it is true you cannot run from the sun. I don't think we are headed towards the sun, so I don't think that makes sense. Honor. I am something you cannot run from. I never tire nor do I rest. Though you may never see me, we are both heading toward each other all the time. This doesn't sound anything like honor. Fate should be the most logical one here. And now that when you reread the sentence, I am something you cannot run from. You cannot escape your fate. So I think that's kind of true. I never tire nor do I rest. Though you may never see me, we are both heading towards each other. We are all headed towards a shared destiny. So, yeah, I think this is fate. This has to be fate. I am also correct, which is very nice. So that is 3 for 3, and looks like we are done with the riddles. Bah, a deal's a deal, it says. I believe I owe you something. Thank you very much for the tome. It's not like I will miss the tome for long. I'll simply retrieve it from your corpse later, the imp says. And we've obtained the prayer book, which is very, very nice. So, I think that's pretty much it. We are already done with this segment over here. However, before we head back down to this side, what I would like to do is I would like to head to this side over here, if I'm not mistaken, and grab the 2 chests as well as the manuscript here. Of course, we have to be smart about it because there is a trap here, which could be a potential problem. So, let's go ahead and just go after it arrives. Okay, we have another one here, which could be a bit of a problem. Let's wait for this one to pass first. This one looks like it's much shorter, to be fair. So we need to be a bit more, a bit smart about it. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a chest here. If I drop a scan, I don't see any chest, to be fair. Which is a bit odd. I don't see any chest here. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Let's see if we could wait for this guy to come out here first before we move on into that segment. And grab that chest over there. We also have a manuscript which I would like to quickly grab, which is cool, before the orb comes back. And we get something called a Warden Captain Sidearms and a Stuffed Yordle. Okay, so while we wait for the trap to pass, let's go ahead and just equip the item first. We have something called a Yordle's... what is it? A Stuffed Yordle. Okay, what does it do? Bonus damage, stamina, and evade. I was hoping this would be good on Pike, but apparently it wasn't too great. So we'll just leave that for him. Let's go ahead and see if that's if that has any good on maybe Braum or something. What about the Protector Spin? Can we take that out? If we put on the Stuffed Yordle, that's gonna drop his physical and magic defense, which isn't too great. So I'm gonna leave that for now. What about Yasuo? Also not too great. Decreases his crit. For Misfortune, also decreases the crit, so not that good. For Alawi, it should be the same like Braum. Yeah, there's also a drop to physical and magical defense, so I'm gonna leave that. I think there was a gun for Misfortune, a set of pistols. Increase the health, increase the attack power, increase the stamina, a little bit of a decrease to haste. But I think this is much better in terms that it also has the Hextech Shock, which deals about 20% chance to deal 232 true damage. So this is kind of good on her. I'm gonna give the Warden Captain Sidearm to her, and we'll just leave that for now. So Let's go ahead and leave. I am not really sure why there is no chest here, because if you can see, there is a symbol that denotes a chest, but apparently there is no way to retrieve the chest in this area. So I think we're just gonna leave that. Let's go ahead and just head back first. We have to be smart about the traps again. Gonna wait for this guy to come back. Okay, let's run. And I think what I like to do is we'll take this transporter here, because I saw there was a similar circle at the start of this dungeon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just gonna take this circle here and hopefully teleport back. Okay, so we're back. Not exactly where I thought we'd be, but still good enough. Alright, so I think the next thing that we need to do here is we need to head on over this side and grab the I think the divine incense inside here. So I think as well it should be this flame here by the looks of it. So let's just go ahead and interact with it and see what happens. The flame burns with boundless energy, whispers encroach from the edges of the room, imploring someone to stare deeply within the flame. Who should gaze into its embers? We can go with Ari, Brom, or Pike, so the three active teammates. Um, who the hell do we go for here? I'm not sure what we're supposed. I'm not sure if there's a right person to select, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and go with the one in the overworld. So the current character we have in the overworld is Pike. So let's go ahead and select Pike. Okay, room turns a bit blue. Pike stares deeply into the flame. Pike is suddenly at the bottom of the sea, and he is no longer staring into a flame, but rather into the glowing lure of a giant sea monster. Its cold, glossy, almost dead eyes notice him, then it swims away, uninterested in Pike, leaving him surrounded by the abyss of the deep. Sounds kinda scary. What would you give for more power? An unseen voice asks. Would you give some of your life, a little of your life essence, to achieve so much more? It's a bargain worth making. What do you say? It asks. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm worried that it could spell doom, but I don't think there's a way to avoid this, because I think we need to give something so that we could get the the incense back or something. So let's just go ahead and select yes. As you wish, the voice says. Okay, we take some damage there, but an object coalesces in your hand, a gift from the flame, and we get the divine incense, which is kind of cool. Okay, so looks like we can return to Omulan there. I think we're about 17 minutes in. I know I said I want to explore this area, but I think what I like to do is I will leave that for the next episode. Let's just return to Omulan first, return the components to him and see what happens. So let's just go ahead and sprint back to the Desport Library. Okay, there's the guy. So let's go ahead and interact with him. Okay, let's give the communion components to Omulan. You found them. Wonderful. I've always had faith you would find everything, champion. Let's begin the communion, I think. We're about 17 minutes in. I'm worried there might not be enough time, but I think we should be able to manage. Okay, let's just start the communion and see what happens. Come, let us begin. I must recover. I do not possess the vitality of my youth anymore. Amonagoras. Okay, that was kinda creepy. He be summoning some demon shit right here. So I don't know what the hell was that about. But the good thing is that we got the name of the creature outside here, Amona Goras. So if I'm not mistaken, if we interact with this guy and no, from my understanding at least, if we say the word, the name of this creature here called Amonagoras, I think he would be able to grant us access into the next area. However, I think what I like to do is I'd like to leave that for the next episode because I'm not sure once we say that, what's gonna happen. I don't think it will automatically jump us to the next area, but just in case it does, I would not want that to happen. That is because what I would like to do is I would like to actually grab the chest as well as the the manuscript and a couple, basically all the treasures here that we can find. So yeah, we're also running out of time for that. That is why I don't think we're gonna have enough time to do that in this episode. So we're gonna leave all that for the next episode and potentially future episodes to carry on with the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Ring King, and if you did, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate your support here, but most importantly, it's so that you don't miss future episodes or uploads of single player content just like this one. So thank you very much for doing so, or if you've already done it. And with that being said, this is Caplo signing off. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully I catch you all in the next episode. Goodbye.